Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE Friday Night Smackdown on June 7th, 2013. And all in all, I felt that this week's Smackdown was actually it was a very good Smackdown in general. You had some really good matches in there with Kane and Ryback. I like where they're going with the Ryback deal, though the aspect of him just continually putting people through a table is getting a little bit old, so hopefully they'll come up with something new and different for him to be doing, especially going into the last week of the pay-per-view. So we'll see where they go with that. The continuation between the Shield and Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and Kane, obviously it was shown with Miz TV. I like the little altercation and the tension that you got between the three of them with Daniel Bryan, Kane, and the Randy Orton there. Also, the aspect of the Triple Threat Intercontinental title match. I'm not a big fan of Fandango yet, but with Miz on commentary during Fandango's match, actually was a relatively good match with Zack Ryder as well. Adding with Miz being on commentary during the entire match, just added a little bit more into that particular storyline and that particular match as well. Also, the Curtis Axel and Chris Jericho match was a really good one. I'm thinking maybe they'll go with a potential feud with Chris Jericho with Curtis Axel after he's done with the whole Triple H deal, unless they're going to go into a Triple H Curtis Axel match for the pay-per-view. And obviously, of course, CM Punk and Jericho are going to be in some kind of feud. I like the little tidbit of using CM Punk's music to distract Chris Jericho and allowing Curtis Axel to win the match. And basically that leads me to the aspect of, actually one last bit. I did like the match between Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan versus The Shield. It came into a really good aspect of the match. Of course, it was a really good match, but I like the aspect of, Daniel Bryan missing the dropkick and accidentally hitting Randy Orton, and of course Orton retaliates with RKO after the match. Maybe this is a potential into leading into a Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan feud, maybe even a Randy Orton full heel turn here into the near future. And so we'll see where they actually go with that. Obviously, they're going to be dealing with the Shield for a little bit longer, and then maybe they'll go into some kind of feud with that. The last aspect I wanted to talk about was the you had Alberto Del Rio. He was going out there for the match against Heath Slater from 3MB. Of course, the match doesn't end out starting. 3MB tries to beat down Alberto Del Rio. They chase them away, and this is where we finally get a reveal that Dolph Ziggler's finally coming back. He's passed the impact test from his concussion, all that, and it looks like they're going to finally build into a feud. I'm really hoping that they actually, if they do make a match for the Payback pay-per-view in general, I don't think it's going to be the ender, and it shouldn't be the end of that feud because they won't have a lot of time to build that match. So I think they're going to go a little bit longer in there, and I'm really hoping they actually go a little bit longer with Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. They can put on some fun and entertaining matches, and I think you could get at least, I think you need to give them at least a little bit of time to build some kind of story, but I think they're going to add them into the pay-per-view just to have that title match in there, and then we'll see the continuation of that feud after the Payback pay-per-view. So I like the aspect of Dolph Ziggler coming back on Raw. So hopefully they'll build into something with him and Alberto Del Rio being the #1 contender. I'm also hoping that they build a little bit more between the whole AJ and Caitlyn deal. Obviously they've had AJ as the #1 contender for the Divas title for a while, and the whole Secret Admirer thing's going on is supposed to be revealed on Raw. More than likely be some kind of letdown or something that's not all that great to begin with, unless, of course, it's an aspect of AJ just messing with Caitlyn's head and trying to get into her head before having the title match in some way, shape, or form. But we'll see where they go with that. We'll see where they go with the other feuds. I felt this week's SmackDown was actually a very good one. Had some good matches, had some good story build into it. And I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.